I bet you've never heard of this game. In today's World of Light lore episode, we're talking about a Nintendo character that almost nobody in the West has heard of, Cupid, from the Japanese exclusive simulation game Seinen Kazoku. Seinen Kazoku, which translates to the Thousand-Year Family, was released in 2005 for the Game Boy Advance in Japan. Originally a 2003 prototype by dev team Indie Zero, it was published by Nintendo after both Satoru Iwata and Shigeru Miyamoto were impressed by the game. This game is a generational family simulator where you guide a human family over the span of 1,000 years, making decisions that impact their relationships, careers, and legacies. Nintendo even gave the devs the go-ahead to touch on darker themes as well, including bereavement, depression, fallouts between spouses, and even characters cheating on their significant others. However, you don't play as the family in this game. Instead, the player takes the role of Cupid, a cherub-like spirit from the heavens assigned to watch over and influence the family line. Cupid's role is part guardian angel, part mischievous trickster. You affect the family by shooting arrows, some of love, some of chaos, to influence how characters behave, fall in love, or act in major life moments. Cupid can help push a character toward a marriage, a new career path, or even nudge them into conflict, depending on what the player chooses. Over time, this builds out a family tree, and the player can see how one generation's choices ripple into the next. There's also RPG elements in this game as well. As the game progresses, Cupid earns divine grades and may be promoted or demoted by their heavenly supervisors based on performance. Additionally, the game uses the internal clock battery of the Game Boy, as events will progress in the game even when it is powered off, much like a game like Animal Crossing. However, this means that once the internal battery has run dry, which happened a lot with early Game Boys, that it was impossible to play the game or even access the title screen. However, in the later Japanese Wii U Virtual Console release of the game, this fixes the issue. Visually, Cupid is a small floating figure with classic cherub features. He obviously was inspired by the Roman deity of the same name, but he also took inspiration from Pit from Kid Icarus. In fact, in early development, Pit was used as a placeholder sprite in the game as Cupid's design was still being worked on. Despite Seinen Kazoku never being localized for the Western audience, it is cool that Smash Ultimate has put all these obscure Nintendo properties, especially for a freak like me that makes a video on all of them. Let's see how this divine matchmaker handles things in a Smash fight. There's so many pits. Genius. And that's another spirit in the books. Hope you learned something in this one. As always, make sure you drop a like and be sure to sub or follow so you can see which spirit we'll be taking on next time. See ya.